Andy always brings something to the show, man. Even if you're on the road, in the hotel, not even at the house, man. You gotta love Andy Lane, my brother, at Bump Sports on Twitter, man. Make sure I give him a follow. Every time he's come on the show, he's participated in the intro, and a damn good one as well. What's up with you, Andy? How you doing over there, my brother?
Oh, very, very excited. Oh man, what a bummer if you're the Paul George news just coming in was just I feel really, really bad for guys that probably got some really good value. But hey man, we're here to help the people. Smack City, Bump Sports. Got a couple NBA games tonight, so no reason why we can't cash some tickets tonight, right?
Yeah, let's get some cash, man. It's only two games on the board. And when it's only two games, you really can dive into those props as well. You see what I'm saying? So just two games, two playing games. Everyone's paying attention to the spreads like me, but guys like Andy trying to look at the other things, the derivatives. You see what I'm saying? We're trying to get some cash, man. It's first game up, man. We're going to the streets of Cleveland here. We got the Cavs here getting 2 points, right? That the Hawks land 2 on the road. They hadn't been great on the road, but you got the Cavs. They've been on a downward spiral since the last about month of the season. Obviously, a lot of it was Jared Allen, right? They're likely getting Jared Allen back today, Andy. What do you think? How do you think that he's not ruled in yet? But I do think this is a win or go home game. He probably won't be 100%, Andy, but he'll go. I kind of would think about some Allen under points and Garland over. How could you talk me off Garland over?
Well, I'm certainly not going to tell you take a Garland under. That's for sure. Guys, really, really done well. I'm really skeptical of this Jared Allen news. Like, okay, so he couldn't play the last game, but now he's going to give it a shot. Like, come on, like his fingers that much better. So I don't know what. Maybe they're just hoping that he can give them some good minutes on defense because they're just getting pummeled inside. Capella's a great look tonight. Even if Allen goes, I would look at Capella. Capella had a monster game the other night, and I mean the fact is Andre Drummond played 19 minutes the other night against this team and put up 16 points and 8 rebounds.
Damn.
That's Andre Drummond. So I think you're looking at Capella to have a big night, maybe even his rebound. But you know what? Garland has been so good all year. I would say he's one of the top guys that we've just cashed on. We cashed him the other night. Flew over his total. It was 25 and a half. And they've only bumped it up to what, 26 and a half. I think he gets 30 again. Why not? Like what? The Hawks perimeter defense is going to shut him down. No shot. So I'm with you. Garland's a great play tonight.
Yeah, he's going for 30 tonight in his sleep. Even if they take the loss tonight, and like I say, I think that Jared Allen under the points, obviously it's not gonna come out yet. I think that he will play, and I like under the points. I do believe it's his left hand, right, Andy? It's not his shooting hand. I believe it's a fractured finger on his left hand, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure of that. But regardless, guys, I played basketball for years, man. Anything with the finger for sure. So he won't be dunking the ball. You see what I'm saying? What did Jared Allen mostly get his points from? Dunking and shooting free throws. It could mess up with his shot. He's not a big shooting guy as well. If Allen plays, he's out there to protect the rim, and he won't be trying to block shots with the other hand as well. So this is going to affect him, guys. I'm telling you this. He don't want to make, because it's not fully healed. That's my inside info. It's not fully healed. He's basically rushing back because this could possibly be the last game of the season. So that could be bad. You don't want to injure it even further. You see what I'm saying? But it will be in his head, and he'll be keeping that hand close to him. The other one, he'll be trying to block shots, all that. But we see one hand Jared Allen here tonight. He will not be. You probably won't see him attempt not one dunk, in my opinion. So when the props do come out, I like Allen's points under. I think that he'll be out there for blocks and defense, and that's about it. And Andy, we got to worry about his condition as well. He hadn't barely even been practicing. He's been trying to let it heal. So I'm worried about his conditioning, him being 100%. But we do know that this line will likely flip. Andy, I'll be honest, man. Me personally, I'd be surprised if the Cavs won this game, even with Allen. I'd be surprised. Obviously, the Hawks now they're not as good on the road, but you still see them the favorites here, right? This is the home teams have been getting a lot of love, Andy, as far as in the betting markets. This one, they got the Cavs the underdog. That they know that this team has been sliding down. Andy, if Allen is in, what do you think the spread's gonna go down to?
I don't think Allen moves the needle at all. And honestly, it kind of reeks of desperation It should. The Cavs are desperate right now. They've just been, so many injuries this year, and it's too bad because they were an ATS machine to start the year, and then they just keep losing guys and lose guys, and eventually it just becomes too much to overcome. So it's an absolute last minute, like, we got to have this game, throw the kitchen sink and everything. But interesting enough, at Cleveland, they got blown out in the first quarter against Brooklyn, but not the entire game. I think it's close, but in the end, I just like the Hawks' continuity. Sometimes when you throw a guy like a Jared Allen in, you think, oh, we're getting Jared Allen back. He hasn't played in forever. It can be a disruption. What if he clogs the lane? And now all of a sudden Garland can't get to the rim like normal. I don't think it's a good idea. If he does play, I don't see any line movement. I'm with you. I like the Hawks to win and advance.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it's good. I'm glad. This is the last thing I'll say about the game. I'm glad of the Allen news because now at least we get everyone from being on the Hawks to now people starting to like the Cavs again. And I do think that Allen will be in. It won't go down a bunch like the Cavs to be the favorite, but I could see it go down to at least the Hawks -1. So like I say, I'd like the Hawks to win this game. I did take them when this came out. It's tough because I know that everyone gonna like this game, guys. But I'll be honest, unless you see some bullshit with the refs or something, I'd be surprised if the Hawks didn't win in advance in this one, guys. The Cavs, they'll likely be in the playoffs next year. They'll be a team, but early in the season, I really think that they just kind of took by storm. People weren't respecting them. They played a lot better defense than people expected as well. That's why they were covering all those first quarters. So now they're on everyone's radar. You see what I'm saying? They're still a young team, and you see them as well sometimes down the their offense kind of sputter and the ball sticks in Garland's hands and sometimes even take some tough shots at the end of the shot clock. So I see a young team. I don't think they're quite there yet. The Hawks still not that great on the road, but I'll take the Hawks here. I don't mind. It's just a small play for me, guys. I'll be honest. It's nothing heavy for me, but I did take the Hawks money line. So wait for Allen to get ruled in. This line will go down, guys. I like the Hawks though. I'm flying with the Hawks. We're true to Atlanta tonight, my guys. The other game, it's a lot of stuff going on, Andy. It's a ton of shit going on. We got the Clippers here. This game has went down to a pick. Kind of sort of Pelicans -1. So I had it at Pelicans -1. It's basically right now whoever you think is going to win the game. It was at 4 earlier, Andy. Now Paul George, he's in health and safety protocols back with this stuff again. It's tough, man, because a lot of people took the Clippers this morning -4. You could have got a better number. What do you think we see now? And what props are we attacking, Andy? It's the main thing.
Oh, playoff P rears his ugly head. Hey, I'm from Indianapolis, man. I watched it. I kid. Paul George had such a good run in the playoffs going up against LeBron for those years, but after that, man, it's just one thing after another. And I really like Paul George, but if you would have told me a big name guy like, hey, what's a big name guy that something like this would happen to? I'm like, oh, Paul George. That's a no-brainer. Gets ruled out a few hours before the game.
Just the best player on the team,
Just the best player, yeah. Be careful about the overreaction here, guys. Paul George gets ruled out, and everyone's very quick to go, oh, it's over. It's still the New Orleans Pelicans. This isn't the Suns. This isn't the Bucks, or an elite team. And if Paul George gets ruled out and there's a huge line movement, people are like, oh, you got to jump on the other team. The books are already baking the value into their line movement. So if Paul George gets ruled out and the line moves, 6-7 points, which by game time it may do, you're not getting the best value. The books have completely put that into the line. So don't just jump to the conclusion that you have to take the Pelicans. If you have a Clippers, ticket now and it's blown to pieces, it's just one of those things that it sucks. But don't overreact. Don't push in. Don't dig yourself a bigger hole. You just kind of got it just didn't go your way today. If you locked in the Clippers, you probably made the right move, but don't panic. It'll be all right. There's plenty of other bets. I would wait until game time actually, and I might bet the Clippers. I might bet the Clippers because that's where the value is going to be. That being said, there are a lot of player props I like in this one. You got to go to McCollum. Oh my gosh, he was so good in the playing game. And what I liked about him is, yeah, good man. Like you just see in the playoffs, the stars shine. It's every year. We all know this, but his numbers were dwindling at the end of the regular season. I wonder if they were kind of resting him. You saw his minutes go down and his points go down. Well, what happens? He comes out, plays 39 minutes, takes 23 shots, goes for over 30 points. And I love he had 6 rebounds and 7 assists. That's 13 rebounds and assists that you get to add into his points, rebounds, and assists. His number's only at 35.5 tonight. I think he scores 30 tonight. The other thing to keep an eye on is Valanciunas and Ingram and McCollum were the only guys to have double-digit shot attempts. So they were very, very top-heavy. And now that Paul George is out tonight, I think it's a defensive nightmare for the Clippers trying to guard those 3. And I think you got a couple role players, which I'll bring up as my best bet, that could do well tonight. So McCollum, I think, is my favorite of those big-name guys.
Yeah, that's a good point there. It's a tough game for me, man. I was obviously thinking that the Clippers might get to match up with the Suns again. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Now I'm starting to. No, this was a tough game for me, so I'm not betting it. But on the other side of that, you could get Willie Green in a series going up against his old team as well. That looks pretty appealing as well. So when I'm looking at it like that, the Pelicans have kind of owned these guys of late. Obviously, you say that the Clippers are they're due to come up. They're due to cluster versus the Pelicans, but without Paul George, like I said, before the last one, the Clippers smacked them 119-100. Before that, the Pelicans had won 5 straight games and covered 6 straight versus the Clippers. So it's a tough one. Obviously, Ty Lue is a damn good coach. He's going to cook some stuff up, but this is a tough game for me, man. I must say, if I like the Pelicans before, if I like the Clippers before, I'd be liking them a lot less now, obviously, without Paul George out there. They do have Powell back. Got guys like this is a key game for Powell and Covington, the trade that they made with the Blazers over there. So those guys will need to step up. Guys like Reggie Jackson going to have to step up big tonight, guys. So he can't have a bad game. You still got B.I., you still got C.J. McCollum, who's cooking right now. He's taking over like, all right, look, this is my team now. I'm finna got these young guys. We finna get them ball. That's what I saw in the first one, Andy. C.J. took the ball, was like, look, this is my team, and we finna do some shit here. So I can't wait to see this team next year, man, with Zion. But it's a great game. Can't wait to watch it, man. We'll be live on here at 5 p.m. Eastern. My guy Shark and Punt School as well. So, Andy, well, you say you got a couple of props on this one. Let's talk about some shirts real quick, man. Get to some promos, guys. We got the gray Smack City shirts, and we got the black Smack City. Still got NBA Talk with Jay. Jay Money is money as well, and more shirts coming as well, guys. So if you order a shirt today, man, you get a free pair of glasses. Jay Money swag glasses. You know what I'm saying? We got like 5-6 different pair of them. We got a bunch of them over here. You get a free pair of the Jay Money swag glasses today, man, with the shirt, with the order shirt, man. Hit me up, NBA Talk with Jay. Gmail, you dig what I'm saying, at Gmail, or just DM me on Twitter, man. Now it's time to get to some free NbaPicks. Andy, I always got to let them know, special promo code for you. Use promo code J50. Whatever Andy has going over there, man. I know you tell them how many different sports you do, Andy, over there where you saw.
Oh man, we're on a 10-0 run in NHL player props. We are on a 17-3 NBA run in player props, which is insane. And we have a 5% player prop, or not a player prop, it's a team prop up tonight that you can grab. Was not affected by the Paul George news. So it's a 5% play. We're up there. We're 6-1 on our last 7 5% plays. We do golf, we do NASCAR, we do soccer. And we are up over 120 units since March 1st. It's been the best run of my career by far. And don't expect those kind of numbers, but we're seeing the sports really well, particularly in NBA. We did really well in the playoffs last year, so we're excited to do it again, man. So
I like, man, you're gonna have me over here betting golf and shit. And
the money spends the same. The money spends the same. Doesn't matter what sport you bet on.
Hey, so J50 will get you 50% off all Andy's packages over there. You get all access, man, to get every single play, no matter what the sport it is. I'm sure you're doing some baseball as well, too, Andy. Yeah, so baseball as well, guys. He got everything. What you liking on tonight's cards? Some good props for. I know you got some good ones in the Clippers game, my guy.
Yeah, well, we talked about C.J. McCollum. That's a good one. We talked about Clint Capella. I'll give you one that's under everybody's radar. Jose Alvarado over 6.5 points. Jose Alvarado is the backup point guard for the Pelicans, and he has now gone over 6.5 points in 4 straight games, his last 3 of the regular season. But take a look at his minutes. His minutes have he played very few minutes there for a while, and then they just started giving him over 20 minutes, 22 minutes, and he's been cashing their overs. And the play-in game, they trust him. They put him in. He played 22 minutes. He scored 12 points. He went 3 of 4 from 3-point land, and you can grab his total at plus money. It's only 6.5 points. For them to play him 22 minutes in that first game means he's going to get very, very similar numbers. And this point total is so low, he's probably just going to fall into it. So especially with Paul George out, I don't see the Clippers defense being real good. He's going to get minutes. He's going to get his shots. He's been consistent. This is a guy that just a couple of weeks ago had a 23-point game. So he can score. This is a guy that can score. He's off of everyone's radar. This number is way too low. Just go ahead and grab him over. That's one of my best bets for today.
And he's shooting, Andy. He's pulling the shots as well. I'm watching that game. I said, damn, boy, Alvarado shooting some threes. He getting to the paint. He's literally he's looking for his shot. So I'm riding with you on that shit. I'm telling you right now on that, Andy.
I see somebody said they locked in Jose PRA an hour ago. My man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good play.
I'm riding with that one, man. I know I'm wearing a shade, still got the tag on it. That just let you know, man, that they brand new. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm sending these shades out right here to J Money Warren. Show Warren shades. You dig what I'm saying, man? But I'm messing with y'all, man. But yeah, for me today, I go with the Hawks, man. It's a small play for me. I'll be honest. Obviously, it's slim pickings. The things I don't like, everybody is betting this game thinking shit's going to be easy. But at least with the Allen news swaying some guys to at least thinking maybe the Cavs have a chance in this one. I don't think so. Maybe if the refs call some early shit on Capella or Young and we see it, maybe make a lot of it. But I don't see it, guys. I say something had to take some catastrophic for everyone to. The refs have to be on Cavs side. I don't see it, man. The Hawks are getting to the playoffs once again. Either one of these teams are getting smacked up by the Heat. But I do think that it'll be the Hawks will be a funner series, right? Nobody's watching Cavs versus Heat, man. So give me the Hawks here. I took a money line minus 130. We'll go official with -2. This line will come down, though, guys. Jared Allen will very likely play. This will at least come down to probably pick or Hawks -1 for sure. So even if you land the money line with me, you will be able to get -120 by game time, guys. So I always try to keep it real with you. It's nothing heavy for me, but I'm eating hot wings tonight. We flying with the Hawks, man. Hit me up for these shirts. Black Smack Cities, man. You get one today. The new promo, you're gonna get a free pair of shades, man. Just like this. There's some nice shades here too, Andy. Let's get some cash. Ride with Andy as well. I like that Jose Alvarado over 6.5 points, my guys. Let's get some cash. I always love having Andy on the show, man. Bringing some props as well. Everybody in the chat, man. If you like something, props, totals, first half team totals. Hey, bring it on the show. We live again at 5 o'clock Eastern. Go follow Andy on Twitter at Mum Sports. You can follow me as well at J Money is Money. Let's get some cash. We out.